Alright, so today we're going to learn how to play Let It Be, but thinking like a pianist. Let's start with an overview of the chord progression. We are in C major, and the chords for the verses are C, 1, G, 5 of the scale, A minor, 6th of the scale, and F, and then the second time around it goes C, 1, G, 5, and then F, straight to F, 4. And back to 1. Then the chorus goes like this: A minor, so 6 of the scale, G 5, F 4, C 1, and then once again the same turnaround: 1, 5, G, F, and back to 1. Now, if you're a beginner, I would recommend you just take this overview of the chord progression and go check one of my lessons for beginners where I teach a simple rhythm and you'll be able to play Let It Be. For the rest of us, let's just look at how we could play it as if we were playing the piano. So what Paul does is that he starts with both hands always on the first beat of the measure, of every measure. So to emulate that, because we only have our right hand available to us, our thumb will be doing the part of Paul's left hand, and then these 3 fingers will be doing the part of Paul's right hand. So when he plays both hands together, we just pinch everything together. That happens on the first measure of every, on the first beat of every measure. So C, G, A, and F will pluck everything together. And then, from there on, he starts alternating. So he goes together, left, right, left. Okay, so let's practice a little bit over the form without any alterations, how that would work. So together, left, right, left, 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 together. Chorus. Left, right, left, together, left, right, left, together, left, right, left, together. Together, together, left, right, left, together, left, right, left, together. So first I'll just practice this over and over so you have a good sense of where your fingers will land every time. And then come back here and take a look at the little alterations on the song. So the first one that happens is going from the C to the G. Paul does this little approach note from E, F sharp, and C. So that would sound like this. The way that I would recommend you do that is after that last thumb on C, you're gonna play the open E and just hammer on the F sharp and the G. When you hammer on the G, you play at the same time your right hand. So that would sound like this. Awesome, let's try that one again. Amazing. The second alteration is when he goes from A minor to F, where he plays that. And for that, he starts playing both hands at the same time a little bit more often, and he changes a little bit the rhythm. So he goes together, and then together, together with a G. So you can think of this as an A minor 7 with a G on the bass. And then going to F, so together, because it's the first measure. And then together again with this D on top. So once again, A, together, together with a G, together, and then together with a D. A, together with a G, together, and together with a D. And that takes us to the turnaround. So C, and here you can do it again. Alright, and we come to this part. So what is this? This is just going F, E, D, C, so descending on the scale. This is not exactly how it does it on the piano, but to create some variation, this is how we're going to do on the guitar, to then later on have that other note on top. So F, we're gonna plug strings 2 and 3. Then we're gonna play them open, because that would be like an E minor. Then we're gonna play strings 3 and 4, as if you're playing an F, but in reality it's this D minor with a third here. So, and then the C. Alright, so let's do the form again, this time with the alterations. Awesome. This happens twice, and then he goes to the chorus. For the chorus, he does a little cliche line. So C, B, A. And the same thing. Here, I like to do a little change where, so from A to G, we just go normal without any chromaticisms, and then F to C, and here I like to do the same thing that Paul does earlier on, but in a slightly different tempo, where instead of playing my thumb on the C before going to G, I just play the E and go to G, but with a little bit more time. And then same thing over the F. Now, the first time Paul finishes the chorus, he hammers on that C and then goes back into the verses. So it would be the second time that he does the chorus, he goes on to the solo, and right before the solo you have that very classic and all that is once again the scale going down, but this time with that B flat, which is a classic mixolydian. The Beatles use it all the time. I recommend you play with the pinky and then these two, and then just follow this pattern. Here you can put this finger here to kind of complement that B minor, the D minor, and then here just a normal C. Then for the B flat, I'm simply playing that B flat with the D on top, and then A, I'm simply playing that C with the A here on the bottom. So just these two fingers, and then G, F, C. The second time around, because it's an organ, it has a slightly different texture. We can play in these inversions, so that F as if it was a C-shaped F, then an E minor, D minor, and then C, but as if it's like a G on the caged, right? So with the third on the bottom, and then the B flat, same idea. Then this A with the third on the bottom, so it looks like an A7 with the third on the bottom looks exactly, or it is exactly a C major, and then G, F, and C again. So a bit of a close-up. more time. And now for the second one, we go up here. One more time, a little slower. So that concludes everything. You just need to remember that then the song ends once again with this pattern. And yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Slightly different way of playing Let It Be than maybe you've seen before on the guitar. And let me know what other songs you'd like to learn. And I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.